Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And in the last videos we learned HTML, CSS, JavaScript and some programming development concept. So if you have not watched those videos, please watch those videos and then it will be easy to understand this video. So this is fifth video in learning of Lightning Web Component, and today we are going to start JavaScript. JavaScript is, which is a programming language. So we'll continue learning JavaScript from today onwards. So what is the use of till now, till today? What we have done? We have created, uh, some, we created some HTML page, right? We did design, we did some design, and then that's it. And also we talked about some OOPS, object oriented programming language concept, and many more. And as we decided, we are going to continue JavaScript in this video. So what is the need of JavaScript? For example, let's say this is the login page for Facebook, and this color, this box and this design, it's coming from CSS. This name, everything is coming from HTML. But once you click on this button, something should happen, right? So what thing is making something, what should making it to come to this login page or some? It is giving some functionality, right? For to make some functionality, like after clicking the button, something should happen, some event should trigger. For that purpose we use JavaScript. If we don't use JavaScript, it will be like just like no use at all. Just it will be like, look, for example, if you are making a house, you made a house, right, by using the HTML. Then you did some coloring, some paint and all, that is nothing but the CSS. But to add some functionality, let's say once you click some button, your house should open. Okay, if you enter inside your house, something should happen, lights should on. For that type of functionality we use JavaScript. So let's start JavaScript from this video. Okay, all right. So this let me just remove all the old things. I'm just going to remove, let me keep body and remove the old. Okay, now we cleaned everything. We have just a plain HTML file, and we don't need this also, but let it be. This is for CSS, and now we are going to work on JavaScript. So to work with JavaScript, I'm going to create a new file. Let's give as a index dot, and it should be JS. You can see for HTML there is different icon, for CSS different, for JavaScript JS. So this is our JavaScript and this is HTML. Just close this. We'll be just working on JavaScript. All right, okay, so let's go to slide and discuss, and then we'll come back and write the code. Okay, so first topic is variable. As I said in last video, means before creating an object, we need to make the design document or class, and a class can have some property, right? Those property like name, age, or whatever property we should keep somewhere, right? We should keep right? Those we keep in a variable. For example, variable is nothing but containers to store the data. For example, let's say we want to create the name of some object, right? Let's say the name is Ram. So we need to create a variable and we keep inside that. So the Ram is inside the name variable, right? Okay, so what are the different way to create variable in JavaScript? We'll learn. So there are three ways to create the variable in the JavaScript. One is const, one is let, one is var. So these are three keywords used to create variable in the JavaScript. Okay, so first let's go to code editor, create, and then we'll discuss further. So let me go there. So I'm here, let me close this st. Okay, so first step is we created the index.javascript file, right, where we'll be writing all the JavaScript related code, but we have to include this JavaScript inside the index.html, same as we included the CSS file inside the HTML. Okay, so how to include? So inside the body tag, I'm just going to, you can use just script, and inside script we can just make it a self closing tag, script. Inside script I can just write src and just give the path of that / index.js. okay, we included this index.js file inside the HTML. So whatever we write inside the index.js, we should be able to bring in the HTML. Okay, so first let me go and just write console.log, let's say learning JavaScript. Okay, this is like console.log is the way to write something, like to write something on the console. Okay, and let me just right click on the browser and go to inspect, click on console. Okay, click on console, and it's showing something is happening, something wrong in HTML. So inside the body HTML head, we don't need this, and just remove everything, just keep body. What's wrong? Yeah, you can see the learning JavaScript, or you can just undo also. There was something, some mistake was there, that's why it was coming. Why it's coming? Let me, there is no mistake, there was no mistake. So inside the body you just need to include, and this is known as a console. So how to come to console? Just right click here on the browser anywhere, just inspect, and you can see the console. If you see the console, whatever you write inside the console.log, you can see here. Okay, the syntax is console.log, and whatever you write inside the single quote or double quote, you should be able to see the here in the console log. So there is three way to create the variable in the JavaScript. And what is the use of creating variable? To store the data of the property of the object, right? For example, if car is object, to keep the property of car like name, brand, owner, color, we need to create the variable so that we can keep inside the variable. So there are three ways to create the variable in the JavaScript. First way is by using var keyword, or you can say like const keyword. Okay, const keyword, by using the const keyword. And in this way you can comment. If you comment is something, but if you are writing some code, right, and you want to give some description so that the guy who joined your project after some time, they can understand, for that purpose we write the comment. So you can give // and you can write the comment, or there will be some shortcut. You can just Google it, what is the shortcut to comment JavaScript or HTML or CSS code in the Mac or Windows. You can just Google it and find out, or you can manually give to / and write the comment. So we are using const to create variable. Okay, const to create variable. So just you have to give the const, write the const keyword, const, const, and name of the variable, let's say name, and here you are going to write something called, let's say RAM. ram you can give, or it could be double quote or single quote, no matter. Here is double quote, or you can write the single quote also. Ram is fine. And in other programming language like Java, we give, you know, this colon, semicolon. So it's up to you. If you are Java developer, it's your habit, then you can give, or if you are learning as a first language, then no need to give. But in other language, we give as a semicolon. But here in JavaScript, it's up to you. If you want to give, you give, or if you don't want to give, don't give. It's up to you. So I created one variable with name. The name of the variable is name, using the const keyword. Now how I can display this variable in the console? So you can just write console.log, and inside that you can give name of the variable. The name of the variable is name itself. Now you should be able to see. Oh, it's asking to display. Yeah, it's asking to display. Refresh. Now you can see the name. Okay, this you can see the name. So this is the way to create the variable in the JavaScript using the const keyword. Now let's go to slide and know more about the const keyword. It is saying it can be neither updated nor reassigned. Okay, neither updated nor assigned. Okay, so let's discuss this point. Let me go to slide, and it's saying the point is here. Let's say first point is it can be neither updated or redeclare. So first try to update the value. Let's try to update name equal to, let's say I'm trying to write Sita. Name I'm trying to write const Sita, and you can see it's saying assigned to constant variable is throwing the error, means it's already assigned, right? So we cannot update any other value to the same variable. I hope you understand this point. It cannot be updated. Also it's asked, second point is redeclare. So just comment it out so that I can escape the error. It can not be redeclare, means redeclaring means we are trying to declare the same variable again. Name is equal to, let's say, Sita. Okay, it's throwing here, it's already declared. See, cannot be, here you can see cannot be redeclare. We cannot redeclare, it's throwing error here only. Okay, so it can be neither updated or not, or redeclare. But guys, keep in mind this is case sensitive. So if I just write any other value, it will take, because this name and this name is too different, because the variables names are like case sensitive in JavaScript. Okay, so you understood. One more thing I want to discuss. There is something called camel case notation or something. So if you are writing the variable name, you should follow this camel case notation. For example, let's say I'm trying to write one create one variable using the const. I'm trying to give name as a car name. Okay, so it should start with a small c, and second word should be name. Okay, second word should be name, car name, and car name is like, let's say something called Tata or something. Okay, so this is nothing but the camel case. Camel case means a starting letter, a starting word should be small, and then next word will be capital, again next word will be capital, again next word will be capital, but a starting will be a small. This is camel case. So you should follow this way to write the variable name. Okay, this thing we understood. Okay, let's go to, so this first point we understood, it can be neither updated nor redeclared. Let's go to slide and learn the second point. This one, it supports. Okay, second point is our second point is here it supports a global function and a scope label. Okay, so what it means, so let's scope. Okay, let just give me more space here so that I can write my code. Okay, and we'll see here. Okay, so what is global? Global label means once it's declared, we can access name anywhere. Here anywhere we can access, that is nothing but the global label. Okay, it supports. Function label is, let's create one function. I hope you understood in the last video what is function, everything we discussed. So let's how to create the function. We learned how to create the variable, right? Now let's create how to create the function. So to create function, you write the function keyword, function, and name of the function. So what should be the name of the function? Let's say add number. Guys, this also I'm writing in camel case. Okay, camel case means starting should be small and then capital. And if you want to give the parameter, you can give parameter here, but in current we are not going to give any parameter. We are just going to add to number something. We'll learn how to we'll learn more advanced about the functions this, but for now keep it simple. Okay, inside this I'm going to create one variable by using, we are learning const now, so write const. Oh, okay, and I'm going to give one variable called num, and I'm going to assign data as a 2. Okay, and just log it. You write the console.log and just I'm logging num. I'm just logging, try to log in this num. Okay, and here if you refresh, okay, we just made the function. Okay, so we should call this function, then only this function will be called, right? Also this function will not call. So how we can call this function? Here just write add num function, just try to call this. Means guys, remember here we are making the function and here we are calling the function. This is we are calling the function. So what will happen? Once the code will come to line 26, it will go to this function and it will call. So inside function we have just created one num variable and we are just logging. So now it should display 2. T2 we are able to display, right? Okay, now let's try to log this num outside of the function. See, this is the function, right? Function scope. Let's try to call outside of the function. So outside, just I'm trying to log num. See, we should not be able to call num outside of the function. Okay, we should not be able to call num outside of the function. This means it supports function label. Okay, call outside the function, that is nothing but the function label. Next is block label. Try to understand the block label. I'm writing here block label. So if writing something like if true, it should log. I'm creating one variable here. Let's say by using const, we are learning const age is equal to 20. Okay, and just here, or sorry, age, where is it? Yeah, this is because it supports the function label, that is causing the error here. See, I'm able to print 20. Okay, but let's try to call this age outside of this block. This is nothing but the block. Okay, this is nothing but the function. Okay, and try to log age outside of this. See, we should not be able to call outside of block also. It means it supports the block label. We should not, if a variable is decided inside the function, we should not be able to log or call outside the function. These are nothing but the local variable, guys. Try to understand. Local variable, it should be only accessible inside its scope, means starting bracket close. It should not be, we should not be able to call outside. Similarly for this also, it's local variable, we should not be able to call outside of the block, means it supports global level. Global means name is declared, even here also we can call the name, that means anywhere we can call the name. This means it's global supports. Second point is, it should, if it is declared inside the function, we should not be able to call outside of function, that is nothing but it support the function level. If it is declared inside the block, we should not be able to call outside of the block, that is nothing but the block level scope. So const support global, function and block level. And second point is, it can neither be updated nor be redeclared. That's about the const variable. So this is one way to create the variable in the JavaScript. Next is, we'll learn, let's go to slide. Next point is late. So for late also, it can be updated, but it cannot be redeclared. It can be updated, but it cannot be redeclared. Let's try to prove this point. This point. I'm just going here and just I'm creating to one log to just separate on late. I'm just writing, let's comment this because it was creating the error. Just I made it one separate line so that I can console the late related. The first point is we are learning 2 second late keyword, and its first point is, what was the first point? First point is, it can be updated but cannot be redeclared. Okay, so let's create by using the late keyword. I will use late keyword, and name of the variable is like, let's say let's give something like class. No, let's give something, let's say something we have already aged right, home city, let's say something hometown. H should be a small and T should be capital, right? In camel case, hometown. Let's say I'm writing something, let's say something I'm writing, let's say Bengaluru. I'm writing Bengaluru. Okay, hometown I'm writing using the late keyword. I created one variable. Okay, so first point, it can be updated. Let's try to update. Let's try to log this. How we log? Console.log. We'll write console.log and we'll write hometown. Okay, hometown, see, it should be the same name. Okay, and here see Bengaluru, I'm able to see. Let's try to update. How we'll update? We'll use the same, and we'll try to, let's say we'll try to write something, let's say Delhi. Okay, try to write Delhi, and try to log this. Log. If you are not able to see the shortcut for log, you just write whatever I shown you, write console.log, and like that you write. Okay, console.log, write, and then provide. Here you just manually write console.log and then hometown. Now we should be able to see the Delhi. Just refresh Delhi. We are able to update, right? We are able to, but not redeclare. Let's try to redeclare. Let's late hometown with same name. We are going to put hometown is equal to, let's say I'm going to put something like let's say Chennai. Let's say, see, it's saying we cannot redeclare. Okay, block level variable we cannot redeclare. So we prove like we can be updated but we cannot be redeclared. So let's comment out. Okay, now second point, let's go to slide and try to learn the second part. It support global level, function level, and block level scope. Okay, so global level, function level, block level. So if you see, if we can access hometown anywhere, it's like global level it supports. Second point is function level. Function level, for function level, let's try to create a function. Function means let's give another find name or something, some function. This is the function keyword and this is the name, and then we have to give this and start bracket, curly bracket. Why there is a spelling mistake, AP1CTI1. okay, this is the function name. This is how we create the function, right? And the function name also should be camel case, that is first letter small and then capital. Okay, now here we are using the late keyword, right? Give late and let's say give something, some name, let's say x. I'm giving the variable name as a x, and here I'm writing something hurry. Okay, and try to log x. So we should be able to log the x, but since we have only declared, we have to call so that this function will work, right? So just call find name function. This is where to call the function. Now we should be able to once we call the find name, it will go to find name and it will first create this variable x and put hurry inside x, and then it will log, right? So let's refresh our page. We can see hurry is printed. Okay, and now let's try to call x outside of this function. So let's try to call this function outside of function. Let's find here, just try to log. Okay, try to log x. We should not be able to call here. Just refresh. See, we can see here x is not defined. We cannot access the local variable this x outside of the function. That means it supports function level, that we proved. Okay, next is block level. It also support block level. So let's create one block. Let's say I'm writing a if clause. Inside if clause I'm writing just true, means it will be always true, so this function block will always call. Now here I'm just trying to make one variable, let y is equal to, let's say something Radha. Okay, and just log y. Okay, just try to log y, and we see, and just refresh the page, we can see Radha. Let's try to call this Radha outside of this block. Log y. Okay, we should not be able to call outside y because it's local variable and it supports the block level. That's why we are not able to call. So we proved late keyword supports global level, function level, and block level, but not it supports global, function, and block level. Okay, this thing we understood. Now let's go to slide. We learned late keyword. Next way to create variable is var keyword. So let's go to var. Let me go here and just write one console. Just write console, and here I'm going to print something. Let's say we are learning var, right? Var. Okay, var. We are learning var, so that we can just print and see our var related thing here. Okay, so let's go to slide and check what are the keyword points. It's saying that it can be updated but not declared. It can be updated but not declared. Let's try to check. I'm just using the var keyword and creating one variable. Let's say variable name is Z. Let's give some good variable like car brand. It should be camel case, and let's give it Toyota. Okay, give it Toyota. And what was that slide? it can be updated but not redeclared. Okay, so let's try to log first. Let's try to log car brand, right? Car brand. Now we should be able to see car brand here, Toyota. Okay, all right. And then let's try to update it. Okay, so I'm just writing car brand is equal to, let's say I'm writing some Tata. Okay, Tata I'm writing, and see, try to log again, try to log again, try to log again, and you can see the Tata means its value is getting updated, which proves our point. We can update it, but let's try to redeclare. How will it redeclare? We write var car brand, and they will write something called, let's say we write something called Honda. We are trying to redeclare, but we are able to redeclare as well. We can redeclare, we are able to redeclare, so obviously that's, we are able to redeclare. It's same, right? Var keyword, var key. Yeah, we are able to redeclare. So what you understand is like we can update as well as we can redeclare. Okay, all right. Second point is done. Now it's saying, third point is saying it will assign with the window. What it means is, see, window is like parent for everything. For example, let's say I'm just trying to log window, just try to log window here. Let's go. We can see everything. You can see in window it will be everything, whatever you write, everything will be there, whole window will be there. So once we declare create the variable using the var keyword, okay, it will automatically assign with the window keyword. For example, how we will access from window? Just write window dot car brand. See, if you write window dot car brand, let me go to console, let me minimize this, window dot car brand, and let's try to refresh. We can see Honda, it is automatically assigned with the window. Okay, so we can access from, so anywhere, window will be anywhere, right? So once we create the variable using the var keyword, it will be automatically assigned to window, and we can call it from window dot, call it by using window dot that name. Okay, next point, let's go to next point. It will support the global it supports because it is assigning to window, and we can access window anywhere. Function level but not block level. Okay, so let's go here, let's check for global level. We know because it's already assigning to the window, so we can get from anywhere. Now let's check with on the function level. Just try to create a function, let's say get something address or something. I'm just writing some dummy function name, and I'm going to create here. Now let's say I'm creating a var keyword, right? Var v is equal to, let's say 10. I'm writing 10. Try to log the var v, and we created the function. Now we have to call the function. So once I call the function, I should be able to see this log v, right? 10. Let's try to call this v outside of the function. Here log, just I'm trying to log v, v is not defined at, because v is the local, we cannot access outside. It means var also support the function level, right? Var also support the function level. Now let's try to check block level. So how we check with block level? Just try to create one block. Just I'm trying to put true, and here I'm trying to call, I'm trying to create one, let's say w is equal to 10, and log this w, and you can see we are able to log w, let's say 10, let's make it 20, 11. So guys, I'm able to log. Okay, let's try to log this w outside of the block. Log, log w, log w, log w. See, I'm able to print, I'm able to access outside of the block also. This is the problem, this is the problem. That's why it does not support, var does not support block level scope. That's why we mostly don't use var in the LWC or any other. This may create some conflict, right? That's why we don't use. Mostly we use late and const in the JavaScript as well as in the LWC Lightning Web Component. So this is 3 way to create variable in the JavaScript by using const, by using the const, by using the late, and by using the var. Okay, and we also, now I hope you should be able to understand what it means. It you can understand these points because we already write the code and we discuss everything. Okay, and there was some mistake in where it can be updated as well as we can redeclared, because we just now saw we are able to update as well as we are able to update as well as we are able to redeclare with other name. Okay, so that's it about the variable. And the next topic is data type. In next topic we are going to learn about the data type in this video. So what is data type? Data type is nothing but you are creating some, it means once you are creating the variable, there should be some data type, right? Means the type of the data, you can say the type of the data. For example, there are mainly 8 data types in the JavaScript. One is string, one is number, one is big integer, boolean, undefined, null, symbol, and object. These are the 8 different type of data type in the JavaScript. So let's discuss each one. Let me go and create. Let me go and let's remove this all. Okay, because we already understood all this thing. Okay, let's learn the data type. Here the data type. First data type is string. So if you are, string is nothing but the word or sentence you are trying to store. That is nothing but the string. So here how we do, we can use any keyword, but I am using the late. Let's say name is equal to, let's say, mega. This is, you can use either single quote or double quote. This is nothing but the string data type. This is a string. Whatever you write inside the single quote or double quote, that is nothing but the string. So like name, owner, everything is the string data type. Second data type is your number. Let's say number. Age, what is age? Age is a number, so you write like 29. Okay, so this is age data type. You are putting the number. Okay, second is big int. Big int is like late or something called, let's say, distance or something, some big number. Big int, like big number. This number has some limitation, like some range, but if you want to store the number outside of that range, then you have to go with big int. Okay, and if you put n, it will consider as the big int. So how we'll know what is the data type? So let's do one thing. Let's check the type of each variable. Okay, here I'm trying to log. Let's try to log. If it is not coming, you just write console.log, and name, just write type of. There is a method called type of, and write what is name. We are checking the type of name, right? Just try to, here you can see the type of name is string. We're able to see, right? But just try to check that this. Just I'm writing the console and write type of age. You can see here. I don't know why it's not refreshing. Number here. Just log and try to see type of distance. you should be able to see begin. All right, you can see this. Next is next topic is let's go begin. We now boolean, undefined and null. Okay, so for boolean is nothing but the true and false, and no need to write it inside any code. Okay, so let's say I'm just writing late keyword, and then we can say is something like question mark, is male, we can write something, and we can write whatever, true or false. Let's say true. You no need to write. If you write inside this, if you write inside the quote, it will be a string. Okay, it will be a string. But if you write outside of code true and false, its value will be only true and false. And if you try to check log is male, and you can see it should be boolean, but try with keeping in the quote, it should be string. Okay, okay, next is undefined. So let's say I'm trying to write late something num or something. Num is equal to, I'm just writing this, I'm just defining, declaring, I'm not initializing with any value, means I'm not putting any value for this, right? And let's try to check. Just log it, log type of num, and just try to check undefined. It's coming undefined. Undefined means you are just declaring, but we are not initializing with any value, means it's not defined. If you define means you put some value, right? Since you have not put anything, it's undefined. The next data type is null. So let something, let's say address is not there, right? Address, I'm creating address value, I'm just putting null. Okay, and just try to log it and check log address. Try to check null. See, you can see null. So in interview there may be question like, what is the difference between the null and undefined? Okay, so null and undefined. In undefined, if you are just creating the variable, but you are not putting any value, you are not giving any definition, that is nothing but the undefined. But if in a variable you are intentionally putting something null, we are putting a null, right? This means it's null. Okay, this means we are creating, this is nothing but the null. Next data type is, we'll discuss further more about the null and this one, null and undefined, in future video. Okay, but currently you just try to understand this one. Okay, next point is, what is undefined with null with a symbol. Symbol is also to make it some unique value. We mostly don't use, but the object is the most used and most important data type in the JavaScript. Not in the JavaScript, in other, like if you have heard about the JSON, in that we use lots about the object. So object should be clear, it should be like fully clear in your mind before going to the next section. And the object data can means an array, date. This data type is also object only. There could be one more thing like string. There string, that is capital string. These are nothing but the object only. These are nothing but the type of object only. So let's go and let's try to understand what is object. This is very important. So you understand, try to understand clearly. Don't move having doubt inside your mind. Okay, so how to create object? So you can use any keyword like late, var, whatever. I'm writing late means it does not matter, we have to use only late. You can use const, var, according to your requirement in your project. So I'm writing var and writing some object name. Let's say I'm writing something address object I'm writing. Okay, address is already written, so we cannot do, let's say details. address details. Okay, any name you want, and start with capital start with the this one, start with starting curly bracket, and this means object. This is object. Now only you can just type and check log and address. Type of address is nothing but, you can see this is a object. So what is object? How we create the object. Okay, so let's say you want to store, a single data, let's say name, age, or something, true, false. Then you can use this, right? String, number, or whatever we learned right now. But if you want to store some details, let's say address, if you want to store address, how will you store address? Address will contain your zip code, your country, it will contain your street address, your house name, your apartment name, many things will store, right? So what you will use? You cannot use a string, you cannot use num, because it contains collection of all together, right? In that situation, if you have the data like that which contains lots of things, then you go for object data type. Okay, you go for object data type and you write everything in the key and value pair. How? For example, let's say I'm trying to write the address. Okay, I'm trying to write the address, and just how I'll write, you write like this, like let's say street address. First is street address, right? Street name, right? And give colon, and then write like this, okay? Street, let's say you can write 1121 something, let's say some address you can write. Okay, this is a street address, and you can see you can write both in the quote, but it's after saving quote is going, so it's not necessary. It's up to you. You write both with quote, or you for key you don't write with inside the quote. Okay, so it should be, this is nothing but the key, this is nothing but the value. Okay, and after that you give the comma to add the next value if there is next. So if I'm writing another thing, let's say zip code, right? Zip code, let's say 75038. Okay, zip code, it's number, right? So no need to give inside the quote. This is number, and this is key, and this is the value. Then comma, if there is more thing, then comma. Let's say you are writing some state. So state, it will be like a string, right? It will be something like inside the state, like say something should be, right? Some Delhi, so not Delhi, Karnataka or something, right? So it's a string, so write a string. After that there could be country, right? Country, so country you can write something, it is also a string, it should be like USA, right? So this is string, this is a string, this is number, this is a string, right? Then there could be some boolean also, like age is same as home address, something will be there, right? So it's like true, false, all right? So it could be like false or true, whatever. So if you want to store the details, then you go for object, and this is the way to create the object. Write some keyword, let var or const, then the name of the object, then start with curly bracket, close with the curly bracket, and this is key, this is value. Write key colon value. If it is a string, write in the quote. If it is number, don't write in quote. Write comma, give comma if there is no value. This is the last, right? Then we don't need to write the comma. Okay, I hope you understood. So this is the way to create the object. And if we check the type of object, address detail, sorry, this is address detail, right? So if we check type of the address detail, it should be object. Okay, now the question is how we can access this. Let's say I'm trying to log this address. Okay, so try to log this address. Here I'm trying to log log address, try to log the address detail, try to log the address detail. So if you try to log, you can see the address detail as a object. You can see address detail, like you can see all the details: street address, zip code, state, country, and then country, then state, zip code, everything you are able to see, right? Then my question is, how you can display, how you can log or get or fetch state only, or country, or any value. This we are trying to log whole thing, right? I just want to try to log the state. How we log? So you can follow like this, just like log console.log, okay, and write the name, write the this one, and then use dot notation, dot, keep dot. You should be able to see all its properties, okay? Just I want to print the log the zip code, then now you should be able to see the only the zip code, okay? Just I don't want to log whole, I just want to log the zip code, then I should be able to see the zip code only. Similarly, if you want to log the country, you just use object name dot 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 dot, you can do. So this is very important. It's not as easy as you think. So you try to understand, try to practice, and try to learn the syntax. You will write the keyword, then name of the object, starting, close, and then these all are like key, this like key, this is like value, put the colon. If there is no value, then there is value, then use the comma, and if it is a string, you write in the quote. Not a string, don't write in the quote. True, false, whatever data you want, you can keep here, okay? And when you use the object, when you want to keep many things together, for example, if there was no object type data type object, then how will you keep inside this, like number or boolean? We cannot keep, right? That's why there is object. There is one more thing, like it will be like, this is simple object. There could be nested, there will be 10 20 type nested. For example, let's try to practice one more. Let's say employee. I'm trying to create object of an employee, okay, and equal to keyword, then name of object. I'm just giving employee object, okay, and this should be a camel case starting with a small, and then after that capital, next word, then give starting close curly bracket and close it, okay. Then I'm giving like this, I'm writing employee. So I'm just writing like employee, name of employee, it should be name of employee, then and string, so name of employee, let's say Ram, okay, and then comma, age, let's say age is a number, age is number, don't give equal to, give the colon, age is number, so write 29, okay. Name, let's say his email, the more you practice, the more you learn. ram@gmail.com, right? ram@gmail.com, okay. And then I want to write is employee permanent, let's say is permanent, is full-time employee, full-time, is full-time, I'm writing full-time. See, I'm writing everything in camel case, full-time, so it's true or false, right? So no need to write inside the quote, is employee. Then I want to write address for this employee, comma, address for this employee. So guys, address for employee is not like a string number, or right, not string number or anything, it's like details, right? Full address, let's write full address, because we have already used the address. Let's write full address, or let's say office address, or full address, let's write anything, full address, okay. So this is not like a string number, it's like details, right? There in address there will be zip code, there will be street address, everything will be there, right? So you cannot just write, so you have to write object inside this object, right? This is nothing but the nested object. So again, start, how will create object, you will give the curly bracket, this is the name of object, no need to write let keyword again here, and then start curly bracket, close curly bracket, and here you can start writing. So you can write something called street name. In camel case, let's say I'm writing it's a string 1121 something, hidden release, and then comma. Then you can write something called zip code, right? Zip code you can give something is number, so no need to write inside the code. And then you can give something called or state, right? The state, and it's it's a string, so you can write string. Okay, and I wrote semicolon, it should be colon. Okay, oh sorry, it should be colon. Okay, and there is one more thing, home address. There is one more thing called home address. Why it's coming like this? Yeah, home, I forget to write comma here, that's why it's coming like that. Home address. So guys, keep in home address, it's not a single line, right? It's not line, so there should be one more object. So this is 3 level nested object, under object, under object. Okay, so home address. So home address, again there should be home address, there will be some street, right? Street like let's say 11111. Here is something called let's say main road, AIT circle something, right? Whatever. And then there could be the zip code, for zip code, right? Zip code, Z code would be some zip, and let's say zip code 57122 something zip code. And there could be some country, right? Country, let's say India, right? So you can see there are different level of nesting, object, under object, object. Okay, now if you log, you can see everything. But if I want to call, let's say this street address of full address, so how we'll access? Just use the dot notation. How? Just inside the log, go to log and write employee object, right? Employee object dot, let's say first try to print the name, employee address dot name. Just try to learn, it should print Ram. I'm able to print. Now I want to print the street name for this employee. Okay, so log, and then we go to, first we'll start with this one, right? Employee object. First we'll start with the employee name dot, where it is inside the full address, right? Inside the full address. So go to full address, try to understand. Inside the full address dot street address, street name. Okay, because this street name is inside the employee object, inside the full, and then inside the full. Now you should be able to see 1121 hidden is. Okay, I want to access. Now try to think, I want to access or display the country, home address country. Okay, so how we'll do? There may be here also, there may be country. Here also there could be country. Here also could be country, like let's say this country is USA, but USA and then comma. Okay, comma, it should be comma everywhere, comma. Then I want to display this country, not this country. So how will go? You'll go from employee, then full address, because home address is inside the full address, right? So go to full address dot home address dot country. Okay, log, just log it. Employee object dot address, full address, right? Dot full address. Inside that there is something called home address, right? Inside that there is country. Now you should see India. Okay, so this is the way, this is the very important. You try to do many nesting label, try to understand. I almost explain everything. So this is the maximum. There won't be no more nesting, but if there is 100 nesting also now you should be able to understand. Just try to understand how to create object. Okay, and this is all key, this is all value. Okay, this is one key, inside their full address there is one more object. Okay, inside that there is one more object. So this is 3 level nesting. So I hope you understood. If you have any question, please write down in comment. And so before ending this video, let's try to revise what we learned. So we learned about JavaScript, we learned about what is variable and 3 ways to create the variable: const, let and var. Mostly we use let and const. Okay, because var, we saw the problem with the var, it does not support the block level, right? We were able to access the local variable which is defined inside the block. That is not acceptable. We don't like that. That's why we don't use var, because it may create some conflicts. And we also learned what like feature it offers. Okay, we had also some issue, like there was we were able to update as well as declare for var. Okay, so after that we learned about the data type. What is data type? Means whatever data, the value of property we are creating will have some data, right? type, right? So for example, name, it's string type, right? Whatever we write inside the code, that is string type. Number, since number has some limitation, that's why there is big int. We learned how to create a big int. Then boolean has only true, false, two value, and no need to write inside the quote, single quote or double quote. If you write inside the single quote or double quote, it will be considered as a string. Then we learned about the undefined and null. We understood what is the difference between undefined and null. Okay, so in undefined, if we just create the variable and if you don't put any value, that will consider as undefined. But if you create the value and we assign it as a null, that will be considered as a null. Okay, this is the most important question in interview: what is the difference between null and undefined? In coming video we'll discuss furthermore. For now, just understand that. Then we learned about the this is mostly we don't use, but if you want to create, just you can create like let, and let some variable name x, and you have to write some symbol. Try to understand like that, and you can give something like name. Like if you want to make some something unique, for that purpose you can use. We don't use. And then the most important is object. Okay, so we learned how to create object and how to display, how to do the nesting, how to fetch the value from the nested object, everything. This is the most important. You have to practice more and more. And then these are also considered as the object only, like array. Object is all type object, obviously we learn. Then array is a type of object. Date is also a type of object. For example, I'll show you for array. You try with date and string. This is string is capital string. Okay, so don't be confused. So I'll show you how to check with array, how to create array, because array is also big topic. In coming video there is like big video for array, so we'll discuss. For now I just show how to create array and check its type. So let's go to editor here. Let's create an array. Let some variable name or array name, something I'm creating as a camel case, is equal to. This is the way you can create the array in the JavaScript. Now just keep the type, check the type, log, just log and check the type, log type of array name, right? Now it should get object. Type of array name is object, you can see here, right? Object, type of array name is object. And how you can put, let's say guys, try to understand. Array can contain, array is nothing but the list of some collection of data. So it could be array of object, array of number, array of string, array of it could be anything, array of. For example, let's say array of number. How will create array number? 1 2 3 4 5. This is nothing but the array of number. If you want to create array of string, so how will create? Let's say, and here apple, then string, right? Banana, then let's say something apple, banana, avocado. So whatever, this is nothing but the array of string. Previous it was array of number. Like that you can create array of object also. How will create array object? Try to relate, try to think. Let's say I'm creating array of object, array of objects. How will create? It will be something like, you have to give this is array you created. Now you want to create the array object. So how will create array object? You will give like this, okay, and like this array of object, this is nothing but the array object. Here also you will write some key value, here will also you will write some key value, here will write like that, like this like key, something could be, it's a name, something value will be something mega, then something, there could be age, there is something, let's say 29, like that. Like for the each there will be like array of object. And how will access this? Since so in array it will be something called index. This will known as 0 index, this will known as 1 index, this will known as a 2 index. It will start from 0 and it will keep increasing. For example, let's say I want to display the apple, so this is in index 0, right? This is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2. So if I want to access this one, so how we'll do, just I'll try to log array of name, and I'll give the index. I will get like this, I'll give the 0. So now I should be able to see the array apple. So it's your assignment, create an array of object like doing the nested, okay, array of object like doing the nesting, lots of, and try to fetch the first object, try to use the index and try to display all this thing. In that way you learn. So we learned a lot of things in this video. Its video is getting huge, that's why I'm just try to watch this video, try to practice more and more, and in next video we are going to discuss some more thing. But we learned a lot. You just need practice, keep practice, and if you have any question or if I have done any mistakes, so let's put in the comment, we'll correct in the next video. Thank you so much.